Hello students, welcome to a wonderful session of EndSmart YouTube platform, and I am your physics educator for today. Your physics exam is almost knocking at the door, which is on 20th February. But I know many of you might be feeling stressed, confused that what to revise or how to revise. But don't worry. In this class, I am going to discuss last minute exam tips of physics for class 12, and it will help you a lot. Also, I will discuss a very scoring chapter, that is dual nature of radiation and matter. But before jump into the chapter, I will show you the marks distribution. This is the marks distribution. Actually, this is the unit-wise marks distribution, where Chapter 1, that is electric charges and fields. Chapter 2, electrostatic potential and capacitance. Chapter 3, current electricity. These three chapters will have 16 marks altogether. Then, moving charges and magnetism, magnetism and matter, electromagnetic induction, alternating current. These four chapters, from chapter 4 to chapter 7, all together we are having 17 marks. Then chapter 8, electromagnetic waves, chapter 9, ray optics and optical instrument, chapter 10, wave optics. This contains total 18 marks. And dual nature of radiation and matter, atoms and nuclei. These three chapters contain 12 marks. And the last chapter, that is semiconductor, electronics, materials, devices and simple circuits. This chapter contains 7 marks. Now coming to the chapter wise marks distribution. So as per our previous year's question papers, we have observed that these particular chapters having these particular marks. On an average, you will get these marks from these particular chapters, where from the first chapter, that is electric charges and fields, we are having 4 marks. For the second chapter, we are having 6 marks. For the third chapter, we are having 6 marks. For the fourth chapter, we are having 5 marks. For the fifth chapter, we are having 3 marks. Sixth chapter, 3 marks again, and 7th chapter having 6 marks. Now coming to the 8th chapter, which is having 3 marks, then 9th chapter having 9 marks, chapter 10 having 6 marks, chapter 11 having 5 marks, chapter 12 3 marks, chapter 13 4 marks, and the last chapter having 7 marks. Now the thing is, most of the students have prepared the full syllabus, but some of you have not prepared all the chapters. Now our physics exam is on 20th, so we don't have enough time. So please go through this marks distribution. Now it's time to do smart work. So what we will do, we will just concentrate the chapters which is having more weightage. Suppose this chapter, this last chapter. So prepare this last chapter very well, because from this last chapter we are having 7 marks. Then please concentrate on this portion, this 11 to 13 and 8 to 10. So if we see the unit wise weightage, then you can see that this portion, this last 3 units having 37 marks, which is more than 50% of the total weightage. So please concentrate these portions. I think marks distribution is clear to you. Now coming to this chapter, that is the chapter 11, dual nature of radiation and matter. I know you all are very much busy with your revision. So I will not take too much time for explaining a chapter, but I will highlight some important formulas, some important graphs, some important PYQs which will help you a lot. Please watch the video, and at the end of the video I will share some last minute exam tips which may help you. Formulas. Formulas play a very crucial role in our exam. So, let's have a look. These are some important formula from this chapter. You can note it down. Also, you can take screenshot. So, if you prepare this much of formula from this chapter, so you can answer any kind of numerical, you can answer any type of question using these formulas. Now, I will share with you some important graphs from this chapter. Please practice this graph properly. So, these are some important graphs from this chapter. This is photoelectric current versus intensity of light graph. This is potential versus photoelectric current when the frequencies are different. This is potential difference versus photoelectric graph, but whenever the intensities are different. This one is stopping potential versus frequency graph. Now coming to the maximum kinetic energy versus frequency graph and photocurrent versus time graph. Now look at this graph. This is the graph photocurrent versus or photoelectric current versus frequency graph, and this is the stopping potential versus intensity graph. Please prepare these graphs very carefully. If you see the previous year's questions, there also you will get this kind of graphical questions, and maybe graph will be there in your question, and you have to write down CBQ type questions which is related to these graphs. Now, I will show you some important PYQs. The first one is this. The variation of the stopping potential V0 with the frequency nu of the light incident on two different photosensitive surfaces M1 and M2 is shown in the figure. Identify the surface which has greater value of work function. So, in this question, what is given? Two different metals are given, M1 and M2. Now, one incident light is there, and we need to find among these two metal or among these two metallic surface which is having greater work function. So, we have to find the work function. Now, what is the formula for the work function? We know work function phi naught is equal to H nu naught, where nu naught is the threshold frequency. So, phi naught is directly proportional to nu naught, means a metal which is having more threshold frequency will have more work function. So, see, let this point is P and this point is Q. So, whenever the frequency is P, so photoelectric emission will start from metal P1, and when the frequency of light is Q, then the photoelectric emission start from the metal M2. Now, this is the minimum frequency OP needed to start photoelectric emission from M1, and this is the minimum frequency needed to start photoelectric emission from M2. So we can say that OP is the threshold frequency for metal 1 and this OQ, this frequency, this OQ is the threshold frequency of metal 2. So definitely this OQ is greater than OP. In this graph clearly we can see that this OQ is greater than OP. So definitely work function of metal 2 is greater than work function of metal 1. Now coming to the next problem. Here the work function of 4 metals are given and one incident light whose wavelength is 412.5 nanometer is given. This light is inciding on these 4 metals. We have to find from which metal photoelectric emission will start. Means we need to find at first the energy of the incident light. So whenever the wavelength is given in nanometer and we have to find the energy in EV as the work functions are there in the EV. So we will use this formula E equals to 1237.5 by lambda in nanometer. So if we use the value of lambda here, then almost we will get the value of the energy of the incident light is 3 eV. This 3 eV is greater than this, but less than these two work function. So our answer will be sodium and potassium will show the photoelectric emission. Now coming to the third problem. Here we have to show what is the variation of the graph in between V versus lambda. Means stopping potential versus lambda. Here it is given that is V is potential difference and lambda is the wavelength. So we know lambda is equal to h by root over 2 MEV. So we can say that lambda is directly proportional to 1 by root over V. So what will be the graph if we plot lambda here and if we plot 1 by root over V here? So this kind of graph we will get. And what will be the slope of the graph? This will be the slope of the graph. So if the mass is known to us, so easily from the slope of this graph, we can find out the value of the charge which is given in the second question. We have to find the magnitude of the charge particle. Now listen to me very carefully. Before starting the paper, make yourself comfortable, keep trust on you, and whenever you are getting the question paper, your reading time is 15 minutes. So use that time properly. Read the question paper several times. Whenever there is an alternative choice, please select the alternative choice very carefully. The answer which is very much known to you, that you will only answer. Then listen to the invigilators and fill the front page of your answer booklet very carefully. Whenever you are writing, suppose any derivation or any numerical, the steps are not coming to your brain. So don't waste time on that particular question. Leave it, leave some space, go to the next one. Whenever it will be again in your mind, you will complete this. Now another one thing is, don't leave any question. If you don't know the exact answer of the question, at least write down the formula. At least write down whatever you know related to that question. And always start with the questions you are 100% confident about. Always start with that question. Now some common mistakes we have to avoid, that don't forget to write down the units. If any vector quantity is there, please give the vector notation. Don't skip any steps in the derivation or numerical. Write to the point answer. Now, coming to the revision time. Try to finish your paper 10 minutes before the final bell will ring. In that time, what you will do? You will do these following things. Recheck the calculations, check units in the numericals, ensure question numbers are written correctly, verify all the subparts attempted. If subparts are there, please check you have attempted all the subparts or not. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you all of you and all the best.